Thanks for staying with us. As the world marks 30 years of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, a group of South African children have attended a special session at the nation's parliament to mark the occasion. The theme of the hashtag UNCRC at 30 is 30 years of the implementation of the Convention on the Rights of the Child, challenges and opportunities. And the children had a list of not just what they want to see done to improve their lives, but some solutions to the problems affecting them.
The children, representing their peers from South Africa's 9 provinces, as well as ambassadors representing children with disabilities, were hosted by the Deputy Chairperson of South Africa's National Council of Provinces, Honorable Sylvia Lucas.
If you look into all the charters and all the ratifications that was ever done by South Africa, the first one was to ratify the Children's Rights Charter, which need to show you how important the South Africa, the democratic South Africa view her children.
You are our nation's.
President Cyril Ramaphosa was absent but sent a video message. The children outlined their commendations, challenges and recommendations of what more they'd like to see done.
We as the deaf people in our communities, when we finish school, we go to the interviews. Even in the schools, we don't get any interpreter, no one hearing us. We end up staying at home doing nothing after schooling because we can't move to the tertiary institutions.
There is still work to be done. And here we are, representing and presenting not only problems, but giving you solutions and recommendations. Please, I'm appealing to you. Take this wherever it needs to be heard.
It's 30 years since the Convention on the Rights of the Child, and today's world is a very different one from then. It's also a much more interlinked one, where many young see opportunities where the elders see threats.
You will see it like that, but many people like ourselves and many governments are very scared and threatened by it. So I think you have a special role to play to help us to see those as things like that as opportunities rather than things to be scared about.
Don't give your parents pain and suffering. They don't deserve it. They work very hard, and all they want to see, they want to see themselves through you 10 times better than them.
As nations marked World Children's Day, the wishes came with hope for fulfillment and renewed commitment to the well-being of the child on all fronts.
My wish is that we'll develop, and we develop together, an equal society where every child has equal opportunities, no matter their background, race, religion.
My will to children all over the world is to study all you can while you still have a chance. Never let hard times or sadness let you down. All of us deserve a chance, and all of us deserve to make our dreams come true.
It's about governments taking responsibility and creating a conducive environment for people to grow, but it's also a message to the young people themselves that rights come with responsibility.
The Convention on the Rights of the Child was adopted by the United Nations General Assembly on the 20th of November 1989 and came into force on the 2nd of September 1990.
Let's bring in a child rights activist, Taiwo Akinlami, to discuss more on this. Thank you for joining us on Network Africa. So if you can hear me, as the United Nations marks the 30 years of Convention on the Rights of the Child, how far can you say the world has gone in the protection of children? Try and get back with Mr. Taiwo, but in the meantime, let's take a look at some other stories. Now, a project in Nigeria is using the creative arts to help people suffering from chronic illness improve their emotional well-being. Every week, participants are encouraged to engage in music, art and dance therapy sessions, as well as mingle with people facing similar challenges.
A project in Nigeria is using the creative arts to help people suffering from chronic illness improve their emotional well-being. At a center in Lagos, a group of people living with different chronic illnesses are working on a painting project. It's called art therapy, an additional service offered to patients alongside their regular treatment to help heal through happiness. Peter Oshokaya, who has sickle cell disease, is a regular attendee.
It's therapeutic for me because it's fun. It gives you the ability to be creative when you're doing art. Because art itself is, I won't just say creative, it brings out the best in you. That's what art does.
This program was set up in 2016 by local NGO Tender Arts Nigeria. It's available for free across many healthcare centers and hospitals, and it's being held for helping build relationships between patients, caregivers, and healthcare workers. Dr. Annette Akishete is the National Director at the Sickle Cell Foundation.
There's empirical evidence, like I was saying, that hospital admission is reduced when patients are involved in art, not just as a therapy, but if just their environment alone is, you put art everywhere.
The center works with people living with cancer, sickle cell disease, Down syndrome, and autism.
Now, the 41st edition of the Cairo Film Festival kicked off in the Egyptian capital, featuring more than 150 films from 63 countries. Famed director Martin Scorsese's Netflix mob drama, The Irishman, opened the film festival, while Mexican cinema was chosen as the guest of honor for this year's edition. This year's festival was dedicated to renowned Egyptian critic Youssef Sharif Rizkallah, who passed away in July at the age of 77 after an illustrated career in which he presented television programs that screened and discussed the films of the day. A chance for Egyptian celebrities to bring fashion statements to the red carpet. The opening was attended by many Arab and foreign artists as well as directors at the Egyptian Opera House. The festival is expected to run until November 29. Well, that's the program today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Teniola Shoboale. Bye for now.